Hey, welcome to the show. Hey, I want to give a big shout out to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day. You know, some of y'all, you don't need a Father's Day salute, but some of y'all do. All right? Let's go. All right. How is everybody Monday going? Me, myself, I know I say this all the time, but myself, I had an alright weekend. It was my daughter's birthday, Sunday, but we celebrated it on Saturday. And, it was cool. It was laid back. She got a whole bunch of stuff. She was playing in the pool with the other kids that was over. It was a nice time. It's good to see your kids happy. It's just, I don't know, because when I was growing up, I didn't have as many things as I have today, or as my kids have today. Okay? The difference between my day and my kids' day is in my day, we used to get on a bike and just ride. But we had to be back before the street lights. We had to be back in the house before the street lights came on. But we was out. We was about. We was finding snakes, and we was just doing all kind of crazy stuff. We was playing, messing with dogs, and then when they chase us, we jump on cars. We was doing a lot of things back in the day. But kids today is more lean towards technology. Now, I have a young daughter, and more than likely she can do anything she wants on my phone because it seemed like it's already in her system already, which is kind of weird. Technology is she already have a hand on technology, as does the other kids that I have. So, is it a bad thing that your kids stay in the house, particularly your sons? Now I got this thing. My son cooped up in his room. Got a nice room, right? Own bathrooms, like a damn studio up there, right? But he's skinny. Skinny as hell. Let me tell you why he's skinny. Because he would sit there and he would play that game and don't eat. He'd have the game on, a laptop flipped open, and a cell phone. It's like he's a stockbroker or something. He doing all of this stuff at the same time. And my day was a little bit different. I didn't have as many things as they have. They have a swimming pool in their fucking backyard. We had to go to the neighborhood pool, which you didn't want to go to. I think it was at the Y or something like that. And it was basically on the other side of town. It wasn't nothing on our side, on the south side, if I remember. They have their own rooms. I don't remember having my own room for a minute. I had 3 brothers, but 2 others mainly lived with me during the whole time. The other one, the oldest, was usually out, other places. But my sister had her own room, so I don't know. And sometimes they just be so damn, ungrateful. You get picked up from school. You get talking to school. We had to walk to school and walk back. But anyway, I guess it's a sign of the times, and I hope my kids give their kids more than I gave them, so the ladder continue to step up. They continue to step up the ladder further up in success. But my daughter was so happy. She was just, and I was like, listen, always wanted to get my kids something that I would like too. So when I'm shopping for it, it's basically like I'm all in. Right? So I'm like, damn, what can I get her? Can I get her like a bike? With the training wheels on it? That'd be cool, right? Bike with training wheels. A little pouch at the front. She can put her stuff. I'm like, no, not that. Should I get her like a pink slingshot? To hit birds? No. That's not it either. And I'm thinking, what can I give my daughter that she will really enjoy? Dolls? I don't know how to shop for dolls. I don't know what she like. Remote control car? No. She ain't gonna mess with that. A cell phone at the age of 3? No. I don't know. So I'm just sitting around one day and I'm watching TV. And then boom, it dawned on me. Holy shit, I know what I can give her. A car she can ride in. So I got online, started doing my little searching and my, investigating, which I call. And I'm looking for different kind of cars, different styles. Should I put in a Benz truck? Oh, they got a nice Benz truck. It's about 400. Corvette? No. I'm looking at the wheels because, she have the driveway here, but mainly my yard is grass, right? So I'm like, I need something with some mud tires. So I'm searching, swiping, and boom, I seen it. It was a black Jeep. So I come away from the computer and I go casually ask her. I said, Gigi, what's your favorite color? She said, black. I said, no, it's not. It's not black. It can't be black. Right? So then I fell back, got back on the computer, and I said, I'm going to give her a Jeep because I got a Jeep. Then I found this pink Jeep. Then I looked up. It said it goes 3 miles an hour or 2 miles an hour, whatever it said. That's kind of fast. I think you can only run about 4 at your top speed, 4 miles an hour, right? So I said, you know what? I'm going to get that. I'm going to get her a pink Jeep. But I don't know if she like pink. Because my daughter's the kind of, if she don't like something, she don't tell you. So then I went back to ask her. I said, Gigi, what's your favorite color? She said pink. I said, holy shit. Got it. So this particular Jeep I brought, it had a remote control on it. And I'm thinking, I don't really need a remote control. But thank God I got that one with the remote control. Because when she hit that gas and that junk go, I cannot catch her. And I think she went into the fence. It wasn't full force, but she went into the bushes. I tried to catch her, but I couldn't. And she just smiling. So using the remote control, it was a good thing. I was able to walk behind this big power wheel, whatever they call these things, and control the vehicle. It must be something new because I didn't know they had remote controls on them. I think it was Best Choice Products. Yeah, that's where I got it from. Nice Jeep, nice size, nice tires. It's nice, sturdy. It got shocks on it. Yeah, it got shocks. And she love it. She don't want to get out of it. I got to pull out the cord and, lock it up for her to get out of it, or don't play with it. But I think it was a good choice. And, I was kind of happy when she was riding around saying, wee, so fun, daddy, look. It was dope, man. It was dope. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do next year. I have another daughter. She is 13, so she might want something real. Something with insurance payments. So that's something to look forward to. I'm not really looking forward to it, but hey, it's something to look forward to. All right. What do y'all think about this? I've been fighting with this notion on having guests. Not just my point of view. One guest or 2 guests at one time. But I only want to bring it in, a few times a month and I want to still focus on the topics so I can break down the topics that I do. So I guess 2 times out of the month, bring on a couple guests, and then I do some crazy topics about UFOs solo. But I can bring up that same topic with my, whoever's going to be my guest. So I'm looking into that, and I'm trying to figure it out because I would like to clash with somebody, you know? Somebody that believe in God and somebody somebody that believe is like heavily religious. And somebody just, like myself, just look at everything. Want to focus on everything, trying to understand everything, not just locked in that religion fence or blocked in that religion. So that was something I was thinking about doing, having guests on, and just seeing how that rocks, seeing how that feel. Because, regular buddies I'll be on the phone with, 3-4 hours go by like it was nothing. Because we talking about different things, we clashing back and forth. So my goal is to basically, evolve with this podcast. Constantly trying to take this to a new limit. And make this podcast be the best it can be. Just like the podcast God. Let me break down the other podcasts that I listen to. You got the podcast God, which got me started. And I think I mentioned this before. Joe Rogan. He have all kind of scientists, and he talk about UFOs, MMA, everything. There's no bounds. It's just talk about everything. Politics, everything. So Joe Rogan podcast is my go-to. I think the first podcast I really got into, I think it was Taxstone. And he's away right now, but Taxstone, that was a dope podcast. The Joe Budden podcast, Rory, Maul. That's dope. That's dope. You got 3 people clashing. That's dope. What's another podcast? Come on, guys. Brilliant Idiots. Charlemagne and damn, what's his fucking name? Come on, what is his name? I don't know what. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. The Breakfast Club, that's not really a podcast. When Star had his podcast, Star and Buck Wild. Andrew Schultz and Charlemagne the God. Brilliant Idiots. That's a nice podcast. Listen, check out these podcasts, man. If you don't know about Joe Rogan, check him out. He probably up to like episode 3,000 right now. I'm on episode 33. He on episode 3,000. And, you got Joe Budden podcast. They come out 2 times a week. Yeah, I just. Oh, and another one is The Church of What's Happening Now. Joey Coco Diaz. That's another podcast I listen to. So, I'm just throwing out different podcasts. I think Drank Champs was cool. He went to, I don't know what platform he went to, but I don't see him up here. And that's basically it, man. I started, another one, my dog, Neil deGrasse Tyson and Star Talk, talk about that space shit that he don't really talk about UFO shit, but, other civilizations and stuff like that. That's another podcast that I like. So if you notice, my podcast will shoot from hood to educational to space shit to comedian shit and all around. I just like to keep it all, together. So yeah, that's another thing. I'm gonna just throw out shit that I like today. All right, deal with it. This is the freestyle show that's called Talk That Shit, Bro. So I can talk whatever. All right, now I want to go on my top shows. For right now, I'm gonna go with Ozark. If you ain't seen Ozark yet, it's 3 seasons. You gotta see it, man. Okay? You got to see it. I think Ozark is at the top for me. I mean, the show can keep coming and coming. I'm cool with it. And I think it's shot up there in Lake Alatoona in Georgia. Yeah, probably about an hour or so away from me. Yeah, around about an hour. What's the other show? Queen of the South. That was a dope Mexican cartel kind of show. I think they on 3 seasons too. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm trying to think some other shows. You know what's funny? Most of these shows is on Netflix. Netflix is the god right now. Yeah, Disney came out with that. The Mandarin, that was dope. That was dope. I think I was 2 seasons. I seen that. That was dope. Um, yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Yeah, if you ain't see Ozark yet, man, it's so many characters, so many people clashing. It's like you're on your edge, and it's the life you want to live with just amounts and amounts of money. But you got these people that's on you, that's all the way over, always on top of you, and they can lay your whole family down if they wanted to. So check out Ozark. All right, but I have a new segment that I'm toying with. And this new segment is going to be called, Come On, Man, Damn. Basically, let me break that down for you. It's like, come on, man, damn. Do you get that? You get what I'm trying to throw at you? It's like you obvious shit, and you trying to let people know that obvious shit that's right in front of their face. What the fuck, man? Like that, okay? I didn't want to put the heavy curse in it. I did with like a mid curse, like damn. Okay. So, come on, man. Damn. Okay. So, that first segment, the Come On, Man, Damn, is Jeep. Yeah, I talked about it at the beginning of the show. I have a Jeep. Jeeps, you can put so many things on them. You got the tie on the back. That probably weighs 70 pounds. That's the factory tires with the factory rims. I'm saying about 60, 70 pounds. Probably cheaper, lower than that. I don't know. Now, I think, I can look it up right now. I think the Jeep weighs close to 6,000 pounds. If I'm not mistaken, let me look right now. This real live shit right here. Google, baby. Okay, let me see. Okay. All right. No. Wait. Is it for Okay, yes, it is, yeah. 5,800 pounds. That's how much the Jeep weigh. Now, if you're a real person, a real Jeeper, I call him a Jeeper, you want to raise it up some, level it out, probably anywhere from 2.5 inches all the way up to 6 inches. I seen it. You got the shocks, you got the springs, you do all that stuff with the suspension to raise your Jeep up. Why are you raising your Jeep up? You are raising your Jeep up to put bigger rims. Bigger tires. A lot of people don't put bigger rims. And, the rims I just ordered, they 20, by 12. So they're going to be wide and they 35-inch tires. So decent sized tires. I think the next level of that is a 37-inch tire. But anyway, you raise all this stuff up to throw nice thick tires. And these tires are fucking heavy. So let's break it down. If you have a Jeep with 35s, thick mud tires, and 20s, I'm going to go with mine, 20s, you looking at about 100 pounds per tire. I got 5. That's 500 added on to that 5,800. Okay? What else? What else could you do in the Jeep? Let me see. Okay, now, which I just found out. When I upgraded to the big tires, my rear tire carrier cannot carry. It can, but it's not a good look. Cannot carry wheels bigger than factory because it's hooked up to your rear door, and when that start to go, your door start to sag, and it can actually peel back the whole door itself if you go with. So I had to order a rear tire carrier upgrade, sort of like fucking metal. This shit is. I had to drag the box before I put it on the Jeep, right? I couldn't even lift the box straight up. I had to drag it to the Jeep just to set it up. So you want to add a 75, 80 pounds on top of that 500. So you got 580 pounds on this Jeep that was damn near 60 or 6,000 pounds. You pull off, you looking good, you looking nice, everybody looking, your fucking doors off, your top off, you chilling, you go push the gas, that shit say, eh. You know why? Because it's a fucking V6. Now, if I was working at Daimler Chrysler, or Chrysler, is it still called Daimler Chrysler? I don't know. If I was working at Chrysler, right, which is the top dog, they own all these brands, Dodge, Jeep, all that shit, right? What I would do, I would be like, listen, I think I can make sales of the Jeep go up by 20%. I'm in a board meeting, right? I can make the sales go up by 25%, 25 to 30%. Everybody get quiet. What is that, Mr. Reed? What are you talking about? Stand up. Okay. I stand up in front of everybody. I stand up in front of the crowd and I say, I'm going to repeat myself again. And I look at everybody in the eye. I think I can make the Jeep profit or sales go up by 30%. Everybody is at all. They're like, what? Put a fucking Hemi in it. Everybody go, put a fucking Hemi in the Jeep. You got a Jeep with a V8 Hemi that got 300 and what? 380 or 375, 385 horsepower, close to 400. The torque is higher. The Jeep sales will spike up. Because when you put all that shit on the Jeep, you will still have your horsepower. You will still have your gain. And when you go mutton, you could really dig into it. Because you got 4-wheel drive V8 Hemi. But I won't stop there. For the big boy Rubicon, I would put a 392 in it. Whoa, that's 475 horsepower. So now, you got the Rubicon selling off the shelf because they got a 392 in it. Lower the takeoff so it won't be too fast. But the oomph and the power be there to push these big wheels. Come up with a beefed rear end. What the fuck, man? Oh, my bad. Come on, man. Damn. Could somebody get in touch with Chrysler and say, yo, just put a V8 Hemi inside the Jeep. You don't even have to do the base model. Do one up from the base model. What's called the Sahara? The Sahara? From the Sahara up. Put a V8 Hemi. You can keep a 6, in a Sport Unlimited. Keep a V6 in that. At least let people have options. Okay? And that's been a segment of the Come On Man. Damn. All right. You know what's been, since I've been home, and probably since all of us been home, is it just me? But, I've been thinking more. I've been thinking about the strangest, craziest shit. Like, All right, I've been messing around with this evolution, right? How the people that don't really believe in the Bible believe that we came from apes. You know what? I would say it's logical. I really think it's logical. Let me tell you why. Where else did we come from? If it wasn't a chain effect, because there was a period of time that there was no creatures on Earth. Period. Well, on land, it was mainly in the water, and they came out, and that's what started the land animals, and then went up to the dinosaurs and all that shit. And then from what they say, when the dinosaurs, you know, when they went extinct, somehow mammals sort of got their grip, their hold, started to get bigger, better, and eventually turned into us. It's not far-fetched. But I don't smoke weed, but sometimes I feel like I'll be smoking weed. Because check this out. Is it possible, and I'm going to do a whole podcast about this later on in the year sometime, I'll figure it out. I got to do more research. So this probably sounds stupid to some because I got to do more research, but hear me out. Do you think at that period of time where we was apes just about to turn to humans, just about, because there was so-called apes that used to not play, but be in the water all the time, right? I think that's what I was saying, right? All right. Now, ride with me for a minute. Check it out. Do you think, as a wing of humans went upon land, took over land, that a wing of ape/humans went into the water and took up the water? Because you got to think about this. We know more about the ocean. We know more about space than the ocean. You got to understand the mass pressure that's down there. And the way I see it, if you're at the bottom of the ocean, the pressure is the pressure of all the water on top of you all the way up to it crests outside of the ocean. Get what I'm saying? All of that water is pressed down on you. That's the creation of pressure. So the deeper you go, the harder it is for anything to live down there, let alone any human structure. Some parts, I think the dude that went down there, damn, what was his name? He went down there in a submarine. Or I don't think he went himself. I think it was an automated submarine. And from what I hear, they found the door. I don't know if that's bullshit or not, but I think they found the door, and I seen that online. And he won't say what the door came from or what the door means. So I don't know if that's true or not. Y'all can look that up. James Cameron. Yeah, I think he went down there to check out the deepest. I think he went into the Marianas Trench. And that is the deepest trench that we know of. We don't know shit. But is it possible that there is a civilization that spiked from us, or wherever we spiked from, and they went underwater? And it's basically another dimension. They learn how to breathe oxygen through the water. They don't have to show their face up here. And we can coexist without knowing about each other. It's possible. Now, I remember I was reading something about the Russian military or some kind of Russian army or something like that. They was doing like Russian Navy. I think they was doing like some kind of deep water scuba diving exercise. and it was sort of like pitch dark, and they had like flashlights or something on their suits or whatever, and it was all at a certain depth, and this thing appeared in their group. And they said this thing had no air tank. It was human shaped. It had a thing like some kind of shield over his face and some kind of film over his body, but it had no air tank. No bubbles for breathing, none of that shit. It tried to grab one of the Navy guys. You can look this shit up. It tried to force him down. Somehow they got away, and everybody got to the surface scared as shit. And this thing went back into the deep. Listen, it's possible. And I think it'd be dope too. But as we put our money into space, ain't nothing wrong with that. I love space. And we put our resources and everything into space and not here on our planet. You know, it could be a lot of things going on in the oceans that we don't know about. You got to think about, in the middle of the ocean, how many airplanes you probably get flying over? Probably a lot, right? But I think they try to avoid open ocean. That's what I think. So you don't know what's shooting up and out of the water, or what kind of shit going on. We'd never fucking know. We just have to turn the resources, or just cut that resource. Let's figure out our own planet. Because it's probably a whole fucking world down there. You know? But that's just the shit I be thinking about. I told you, I be thinking about some crazy shit. But I like it because it keeps my brain, it keeps my... It from what I hear, it sort of offset Alzheimer's and all them kind of, you know, brain diseases if you keep your mind going. You can just sit back in a chair and just think about different shit. You know, perform different things in your head. And that's brain exercise, baby. You dig? All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of the Don't Read My Mind podcast. I am your host, Lenny Reed. And, another episode of Talk That Shit, bro. And I hope y'all have a wonderful Monday. You know, even though it's work and you probably don't like it, you'll feel better Friday. All right, everybody. Peace and love. Oh, one more thing. This podcast is sponsored by AutolinDesigns.com. If you don't have an Autolin shirt or Autolin hat, what you doing, son? What you doing, son or female, daughter, whoever? What you doing? Oh, one more thing. To support this channel, go to Don't Read My Mind at the Patreon channel or the Patreon page. Don't Read My Mind. Look me up. Help the boy out. Keep me going. All right, everybody. Peace out. One love.